1967, I was awarded a scholarship to do study agriculture at the Eastern Caribbean Institute of Agriculture in Trinidad. That was a 2 years course. Yeah. And at the end of the 2 years, I graduated with from the institute with honors. Yeah, certificate of honors. Then on my return to Grenada, right, I was made information officer for the Ministry of Agriculture. And during that period, I had to prepare programs for the press and radio on agriculture. And as a matter of fact, I had a publication, the Farmers Weekly, put out that paper weekly, and that went on for many years. And then I've been in the service. I served on many boards with the Nutmeg Association, the board of the Nutmeg Association, the Grenada Cocoa Association, the marketing and marketing board, Grenada Marketing Board, NIB. Some of the, you call that one, the National Insurance Scheme. National Insurance Scheme. I was on the board of directors of that. I was on the board of directors of the St. Andrews Secondary School, and then later on I got a course of studies in farm broadcasting in Jamaica, and that was done by a German foundation. And so I went to Jamaica and had some studies there. And later on, I got a scholarship with the British Council scholarship to study in London, the London University section for extramural, what's the word? Center for Educational Development overseas. I did a lot of audiovisual studies and production, and had attachment with the BBC, Birmingham Studios, and television station, and what have you there. After the '79 revolution, I got an appointment, a secondment to Caribbean Agricultural Institute and Research, CADI. I was seconded to that institution, and I did research on food crops, and I did this for until I think it was 1982 or something like that, and then I retired from the service. Then all during my studies, my work in the ministry, I was doing a course in radio and television servicing, private level, and I became a technician servicing radios in those days, and that actually made a financial contribution in terms of my income, boosted the income a bit there. So that in a nutshell is the scope of the story of my life. I didn't want to say it for them to hear, you know, but they're still good children. Yes, we had just enough. My father was very sensitive to the news in terms of in the 1939 war and so there, and he's always alert on the news, and he had established contact with Marcus Garvey, and he used to get some pamphlets and material which he read, and they were actually exchanging letters. He was quite an active man in the politics of the day, and he had a major role, well, not major, but he was very much involved in the transformation of the Nutmeg Association, in establishing the Grenada Cooperative Nutmeg Association, because prior to that, we had individual merchants buying and exporting nutmegs, making big profit on it, and pay the farmers very little price for it. And that association, that move with T. Noble Smith and Morrison and other folks there, my father was part of that team in holding the meetings to sensitize farmers to get that association going. And today that is an economic backbone of Grenada. And he was very much involved in that then. Other than that, he was a simple man, and I only mention about the one myself. The other three children. I said before, we had 3 children, and I was the eldest boy. The first girl died, and then the second boy is John Benjamin. That's my brother, and well, he's in the field of education, being a teacher for all his early life until recently. He's retired, and in addition to that, he still is an artist of high renown. He is in the world's book of Who is Who, and the United Nations had a stamp in his name for the United States for Children Emergency Fund, and what have you. So he has also made his mark in that respect. And the other one is my sister. She is a nurse. She did nursing in Aruba, and she operates a nursing home. She operates a nursing home, which is the most prominent nursing home in this island. So, well, you wouldn't put that, but I mean, I just say that, well, to share it, that they have a thing there. And, of course, now, from my part of it now, because I always believe that the greatest fear as a young parent, having been married very early, the greatest fear, should I call it a fear or concern, that I had was the wish to see children grow and to become good, citizens, make the farmer, make the parents feel happy on their achievement and station in life. Or in other words, to put it in a way that they would not let us down. And we were really hoping very much for that there. And of course, in my time, it would have not been as probably difficult to achieve as the present day children. You people, parents at this stage, still very scary. You really want to keep your fingers crossed that your children wouldn't go the wrong way. And that feeling was there from my time as well. And I'm making a point that fortunately, I must say, we have not been let down. At least I don't believe we could again by now. And we are quite happy with the positions and as good citizens, good useful citizens. So we have done our part in that respect. And yeah. And of course, to the other leg is that I also believe that it's very true. The no man would be ever complete and have the fullest of life without the good partner of a wife. And in my case, I was very fortunate to have had the partner that I still have. And I always believe too that the people who marry early have a better chance of binding the relationship and would get better results, generally speaking. So, being so involved myself during the time of early marriages, we had clubs in Grenville, the Grenville Youth Club, the what have you, all sorts of clubs and involvement. And one of the things that I remember telling my wife is that since we married so early, she was 17, she had to, let me use the word there, I sent her back to school to study for some GC exams, typing and shorthand, and what have you there, because we're supposed to be compatible. And if I'm in the field of studies and I'm beyond there, and between both of us, we managed to steer her along, and she became a very prominent member of the community by her interest in social welfare work. She was in the YWCA, at one stage president, the Mothers Union, and what have you there. Then she worked for the Save the Children Fund, Canadian Save the Children Fund, looking after the homes with malnourished children and supplying high-protein food to those homes. And we have been looking back not too long ago at some of the children, the homes that she visited with malnutritious children, and follow these children. And we have observed there, I think one of the children is today in a government service with a PhD. And follow the others too. They have achieved very high educational field. And that strengthened the fact that high protein feed played its role in the development of people in terms of your brain particularly.